Shalom Avracha. We study this evening Parashat Terumah, and at the very beginning of our Torah section, we read of the instructions of collecting special materials and special donations from the Jewish people. V'zot ha-terumah asher tikchu meitam. And there are certain materials, certain donations, which Moshe is instructed by God to collect from the Jews. Amongst them, the very early section of the parasha, it says, Utchelet v'argaman v'tola'at shani v'shesh v'izim. They were to donate turquoise, purple, and scarlet wool, certain colored wool, certain types of wool, and then it says v'shesh. Shesh is linen, flax. So what's going on? There's wool and linen together. Is there a problem of wool and linen? Isn't that prohibited in the same garment according to Torah law? And the Talmud discusses, the Gemara discusses, that the garments of the Kohanim, that there were aspects of the garments of the priests which were made of sha'atnez, which were made of a combination of a linen and wool mixture. That seems so strange. To us, it is a teaching in several places in the Torah where the Torah clearly prohibits a garment made of wool and linen, sha'atnez. In Leviticus 19:19 we read, Ubeged kilayim sha'atnez, lo ya'ale alecha. You're not allowed to wear sha'atnez. A garment that is a mixture of combined fibers shall not come upon you. You can't wear that. And the nature of this prohibited mixture is mentioned again explicitly in the book of Devarim, Deuteronomy 22:11. Lo tilbash sha'atnez tzemer ufishtim yachtav. You shall not wear combined fibers of wool and linen together. The rabbis demonstrate in Talmudic discussion that indeed was part of the basis of the clothes in the sanctuary. In the holiest place in the world, in the holy sanctuary, in the holy temple, the chief spiritual leaders of our nation were wearing sha'atnez clothes. Rabbeinu Bachya, one of the early commentaries, in his commentary to Leviticus 19:19, discusses this very question and suggests, based on a Kabbalistic understanding of the prohibition of sha'atnez, that the reason why some aspects of the sha'atnez wool linen combination prohibition, some aspects of it do not apply in the temple. The reason, says Rabbeinu Bachya, was because that it is in the sanctuary and in the temple that all of the world's conflicts and antagonisms blend in the absolute unity of God. Sha'atnez represents certain forces which can't be together, for whatever reason, mystically. Wool and linen, whatever that represents. But in the temple, in the Beit HaMikdash, Tchelet v'argaman v'tola'at shani v'shesh, together. The origin of the prohibition of wool and linen, excuse me, the origin, it's not contagious over a video, right? The origin of the prohibition of wool and linen are in Zoharic tradition. According to Zoharic tradition, the origin of the prohibition has something to do with the admixture of the sacrifices of Cain and Hevel. That's the way the Zohar understands it. Mixing wool and linen has something to do with Cain and Hevel, Cain and Abel. The Zohar teaches Karbanah de Cain Hava Pishtim. The sacrifice of Cain was linen, was flax. Karbanah de Hevel Hava Tzemer. And the sacrifice, the offering of Abel was wool. And somehow the mix, when Cain and Hevel mix on some level, this led to the great tragedy, to the first tragic family murder in world history. In the world at large, it's dangerous, spiritually, to bring Cain and Hevel, wool and linen together. But the temple, the Mikdash, the Mishkan, the ultimate source of unity, can combine within it the very garment of wool and linen. As the Zohar explains, if you're interested, it's in the Zohar on page 87a, Vayikra. V'chad ayel mikdashah. But when entering the temple, atar dishlimu ishtakach. In the temple, it's the place of total unity. V'chol inun pulchanei dishleimu ta'am. Afal gav ditchabru let lanba. In the temple, and in the temple service, where all services of unity exist, even the combination of wool and linen becomes acceptable. The Zohar, quoted by Rabbeinu Bachya, also makes mention of an intriguing verse in the book of Proverbs, known to many of us from the weekly recital of the last chapter of Proverbs in our Friday night celebration. Eshet Chayil, taken from the 31st chapter of Mishlei, the beautiful poem about the outstanding woman, the woman of valor, sung in so many communities each Friday night, has a verse which also seems to be relevant to the wool and linen connection. It seems that on some reading, at least the Zoharic reading of Eshet Chayil, it can be related to the Tchelet Vargaman V'Tolat Shani V'Sheish of Parshat Terumah. That somehow there too, there's some hint to the idea that in certain places there's a way of combining wool and linen. Do you remember the sentence? Darsha, Tzemer, Uvishtim. Darsha, we're talking about this Eshet Chayil. Darsha, Tzemer, excuse me. Darsha, Tzemer, Uvishtim, Vatas, Behefetz Kapera. She seeks both wool and linen. Tzemer, Uvishtim. Wool and linen. Shatnez, Eshet Chayil. Now, of course, one can say that that's not necessarily the simple interpretation of the text. One can say that it means she has wool and linen. Wool is wonderful, linen is wonderful, mean together. But the Zohar has the reading of this verse in its discussion of Shatnez in the temple, of how in certain places, even the wool can be joined together with the linen. Darshat Semer Ufishtin Vatas Bechefetz Kapeh. There are times in special sacred garments where the Eshet Chayil, representing the Torah, metaphorically, can combine that which seems necessary in other places to separate. And even on a literal reading of Eshet Chayil, it would seem that one could suggest that the outstanding woman of valor can find the proper way to incorporate into her sanctified sanctum even those forces which otherwise we would deem dangerous to combine, but she, using the wisdom of the Eshet Chayil, Batas V'Chefetz Kapea, she can even bring together Tzemer Pishtim. She works diligently and willingly with her hands to figure out the mystery of Tzemer and Pishtim, to somehow solve the spiritual challenge of Shatnez. I once studied a related teaching in the writings of Rav Nachman of Breslov. As we may all recall, on Pesach night, with the help of God, just a few short months away, at the Seder, we eat matzah and maror. We first eat matzah bread, matzah crackers, and then we eat maror. We eat maror, the maror bitter herbs. We recite a blessing on the matzah. We eat the matzah. We then recite a blessing on the maror bitter herbs, and then we eat maror. Following that, we have a ceremony called korech, the korech ceremony. The sandwich, the korech. We combine the matzah and maror, and we eat them together. Can you eat matzah and maror together? Isn't matzah the food of freedom? Isn't maror the food of slavery? Can they really be combined together? We combine the two in the korech sandwich, and we recite Zecher lemikdash kihilel Kain or kachas hillel bisman shebeit hamikdash haya kayam haya korech matzah umaror v'ochlam biyachad. This is the commemoration we recite. We are now commemorating the commemoration of the Holy Temple, according to Hillel's custom. In the time of the Holy Temple, Hillel's custom was to combine the matzah and maror and consume them and eat them together. Matzah symbolizes divine manifestation. Maror symbolizes divine concealment. They were eaten together. Rav Nachman of Breslov explains that it is Hillel who symbolizes the power of transcending any different form of differences between people. We can transcend through the teachings of Hillel any contention between individuals. Hillel lived the life that teaches that everyone is really one, that all people can be combined into one. That's Hillel. All things are one. Matzah can be eaten with maror. It was within the confines of the era of the Beit HaMikdash. Zecher lemikdash Hillel, says Rav Nachman. Bisman shebeit HaMikdash haya kayam. That Hillel was able to do this. The Breslover Rebbe teaches that the Holy Temple symbolizes the ultimate harmony of creation. In the temple, we transcend plurality. We remove all disunity. The world of matzah and the world of maror can be combined. We experience the unity of humankind, and we sense the oneness of adversity and contentment. It is in the temple that the Kohanim priests are able to wear wool and linen, for it is there that all forces are able to be combined into one. Moshe is told to collect tchelet, argaman, tolat, shani, turquoise, purple, scarlet wool, but v'sheish, together with sheish, the flax linen. For it is in the temple that all forces are united. May we reach this evening that unity immediately, and may we be able to experience the world of matzah combined with the world of maror, the world of Kayin together with the world of Hevel, the world of wool together with the world of wool together with the world of linen, combined in the garments of the priests of Hashem. May the teachings of this combination bring the ultimate unity. Bezrat Hashem this evening.
Amen.
Thank you so much for listening.
Good.